Welcome back to class, dear students. In this lesson, we are learning about a kind of a overview and tour of Solang, Solidity, Solana, SPL, Fungible Token Minter program. So we want to analyze it. We want to see that program itself that we want to build the front end for. Like when you make use of this program to mint token, we want to see what's the DApp front end. We want to see what's the Solana program that is being connected to. So we want to take an overview with it. So if you want a full detail, we did it in the this Solang Solidity for Solana 201. So we built this from scratch in 101. So you should go, and I'm not going to go into details with it, but I will still go through a kind of show you and the repo and everything we would need together as we build from it. So I think the first thing is to work with this repo. So you go to the repo. I already will be taking you by hand to build the token minter, and to make it easier, I've made a repo in which you need to do the following step to ensure you can follow along. So the step one is to go to the repo, then two, you start it and then fork the repo. So this is the repo now. Then the first thing, start shows the GitHub algorithm and other developers that this student and others are finding this helpful. So then you now fork it so that you can have it and then work. Usually you just leave as is, then create a fork. So I will be using this fork all through this course. So we'll be building those things together, and you can also be following to learn as well. So because at the end of the it, you have a project to build this precisely that I'm doing. So you may just go through it first, then come back once you understand everything, then start building it step by step. So here is what we've got now. This has been forked from here. Now your forked token, you need to take it up, copy to clipboard, and then clone it to your PC. I think that's the next step. You clone it so that any changes in future we can push it to it. So for me to make those changes, we have just one branch. See here now, let me open terminal, but I will not just open terminal. We have folders I do use for classes. So we have the live and the test. So let's go to live and then new folder. We have the new folder here. So I think this was when I was creating it and using it. So let me delete it, or else it will create a problem for us along the line. So sorry, delete it, has been deleted. Yeah. Then let's open new terminal so that we can open today. Git clone, paste it. So yeah, the name is long because of the course name. So just normal project repo will not be this long. So just copy this and let's cd into it. Cd and paste it. Yeah, so we are now inside the longest folder, git repo folder name. Then we can do the shortcut to open it. That will be with the code. So at times when you open, when it's small, something just begin to misbehave. So let's say code, then dot open. You see, code, that was what I was expecting, dots. So that's VS Code, and then the folder. Let me see. We can close this now because this is what we'll be using henceforth. So let's sorry, set it up. Yeah, I think it's okay now. So we have this. Once you open this now, this is what you will see. You can see make a new branch. So that's the next step. Then 5, run the Solana program with the following command. So you see the program now. Let me quickly take you through that. So you will see you have the app folder and the program. So the app folder contains your front end. Then the program contains your Solana program, where you build it, you do everything, and then you deploy it before you can now try to connect it with your front end. So that's what you will see here when we'll try and deploy it, but let's quickly go through. So like I said, in the 101 course, we already set all this together. We initiated everything. So go and take the course to understand better. I'm not going to go over it. So for here, we have a lot of things. Like I told you, we created the JSON file together and a lot of things like that. So now just know we have the Solidity, which is this. And I told you I won't go over that as well. I've done that in the 101 course. So this is the contract, the smart contract or Solana program that we are deploying on the blockchain. Then we will now be able to connect it. So this, everything you see working here is being powered by this, this code. You can see it. And note these two functions, create mint token, function 1, and then function 2. This create mint token got a lot of functions inside, like create mint, create metadata. That's why you see over here, as I do some of them, you begin to see mint token, data account, mint account keep here, metadata created, data account initialized, token mint created. So all these, because these are the steps that need to be done. When you want to create a Solana token called SPL token, is like ERC20 token, for example, you need to be able to first create a token account. We've explained everything in 101. Just trying to refresh on it. You create a mint account, and then you also attach a metadata account that gives details of the token, like this JSON file, like what's the name, the description, the image. And so it's become easy to be picked up by a lot of other maybe like exchange or explorer, like we saw here. You see, like Solang, Explorer, Solana Explorer, and things like that. So then once you have the mint account done, the metadata connected to it, you can now start minting token into it. So that's what this does. So the two major functions is to mint and then create token mint. Once you have that, we'll be able to, then you have the test file. This usually, when you are deploying, you will test your contract. So don't worry about this error. We'll fix them in the next lesson when we want to deploy and test, and maybe try to test or whatever. So you see this test is also so important. We did all this together in 101. So this is where you are able to, like, it's like kind of creating a front end, but not actually a user interface, where you can test maybe your smart contract after being deployed actually work as programmed. So that's when you have this Anchor. All these things are powered by Anchor. So you have all these things there. Then once you have it, you have your IDL and all those things. So this is what you should have by now, and at this level, if you have it, it says we should run the token, which is step 5, and to do that, we have two things together, now. So let's try to set the program. This program, each of it now, you run different terminal for them. So we have this terminal, open it, and let's say it should cd into program folder, and you can see it /program. If I do ls list, it shows me everything that's inside there. So once you are there, you want to run pnpmi. If you have been following my courses in the previous, including the 101, I prefer pnpm over npm and yarn. So pnpm, and that's why you see most of this content. I've removed the yarn usually with most of Solana program and replace them with pnpm, and that's why you see it pnpm lock and all those things. So you are in the program folder now. If you do pnpmi, that's pnpm install short form. This will install everything, and so essential to install everything you need. You can see that a lot of those red signs have gone. Don't worry, this one will generate it as well later. So then you also go inside. We don't have anything left to do here. The other thing is to deploy on the Solana blockchain. We use the DevNet, which we will do in the next lesson. You can see deploying. But now the only thing left we need to do before I go in this lesson is for us to do step 6, which is to run the front end. So we need to see the front end, and we need another terminal, cd to app, the same npm, and then the div. So here now, instead of closing this, don't close it because you might need it later because we are in a different folder. Let's go back, and you can even have one at the top here. So that one is in case you are dealing with like the readme, so you can deal with that, like your git status to show you. And remember that we are told to create a branch. So git checkout group -b, then the name of the branch was here. Yeah, just copy it. All these are important for those of you that have been taking the programming course. You don't miss all these instructions, because when you are submitting your final project, I take a lot of time to analyze the student's project, and so any other instructor that we are onboarding later on. So all these things, I make sure you actually do them. So even though I don't do against using AI to support your work, the part that you need to do must be done. So as I will copy this and run it over. So you can see now, if I do our git branch, yeah. So we have the main, and this is the branch we have now. But don't forget that over here, we only have one branch. So I used to recommend, before you start doing anything, try to push to that branch. So you can do git push, but it won't work, but it will tell me the correct thing to do. So I want it to spit that out for me. So I can push with this, but paste. I should commit first and all those things, but let's just see. I didn't make any changes, so it was able to. So assuming I've made changes, that's why I say you should do this first and connect your branch. If I do git status again, then you can start seeing the changes compared to this that just say switch. So branch, and it's connected now to this. And if I come back here, refresh this, from one branch, I will have two branches. You can see it. So this is the branch that I'll be working on. And then when at the end that you are doing and submitting your project, you will take this to push through PR to your own main, not to the one you forked. We don't take PR from student for project, official project repo. Instead, you push it to your main. But I love to take you through this practice because in reality, if you are contributing to open source projects or building your own project, you will usually not push directly to be the main because you can make mistake. You usually contribute a PR, test it, and how do you do that? You create a branch, a new branch, and then push it. So all those are very important steps. Yeah, we have this now. Then let me see if there's any other thing left we have not done here. Yeah, this step 5. Have we done that? Okay, step 6 here. We've done 1, 2, 3, 4. Make new branch. We've done that. 5, we've done it. Then 6, we want to run the front end. So let's check that back. Like I told you, this one you see now is the main something. So you can use it to do your Git. Then the second one, it's open into the /program. Then the third one, we CD into the app, which is the front end. So it's like this, the main folder, then this deals with the program, and this with the app folder. So, and if you like, you organize it anyhow you want. So maybe you follow the main, the app folder, and the program folder. So here now we need to also PNPMI. So we'll go through all of them as well together in the lesson as we continue in other lessons. So we are told to also PNPMI and install everything. So you can see it, everything that we need, you still learn about them. Just do that. So that the reason why we did that is so that we can run our DApp and feel how it actually looks like. So this is what it will end up looking like. But what does it look like when you first clone it? Let's see, pnpm dev. So the command is here. See it. Run it. If all is fine, you see, warning port 3000 in use. So that was because this is already using port 3000. So it will run on another port. So if you come here and click follow link, then we should be able to have it. It's running because now we can see it open. So we see it open, but it's blank. So when you are done, it becomes like this. You see, you have your wallet, multi-wallet, then you have your meeting form, then you have your meeting token and all those things like that. So you are starting from a clean slate and we build it up to transform it to become this. So I think any other thing in the lesson. So what is the Solang token minter? I've told you it contains these two functions, which I've shown you. Then the code, there's an example of the code as well. So you see the two functions. So that's it. And I told you these are extracted from. So how we built all those things, go check please the 101 and any section of the course you see resources. These are things you can consult more. For the guys I've done and some other one. At times it's third-party platform as well. So check them out. If you have a question, remember specific lesson with specific questions. So if you got question here, don't ask it here, or else it will be deleted. And please take a time to check if there are other questions ahead. That will help you not to repeat. If you repeat question, we may not answer it. So when you take your time, you learn a lot. You'll be surprised how much you will learn just taking time to go through other students' questions and the answer they've got to fix the problem. So before you ask, you can just say it helped you if it has helped you. Reply to that same thing like, okay, this solution helped me, or I was able to work it like this, instead of repeating the same question. And join the Discord to connect with other Ep3 developers. But that is not where you ask question for these specific things. So that's it. I remain Solomon Foske of the Programming University. Keep the programming spirit alive. Your assurance to succeed as a developer in the long term. If you give up, you won't, because at times programming could be tough. But if you don't, you will succeed at the long term. I'm telling you. So, and please always do good to humanity and nature with your programming skill, and not evil or any other knowledge you have, to make the world and universe a better place for us and nature. Thank you. See you in the next lesson. Peace and bye.